Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. My name is Meenakshi. I'm here to share messages on the current energies that we're experiencing here now, as well as the year 2025 as you're about to exit it, and the year 2026, and what to expect from the energies of the year 2026. A little more about myself. I am a holistic healer and a spiritual mentor. I am a channel to the divine, my beautiful higher self and oversoul, and God source energies that flow through. And if you want to know more about me, you can visit my website, which is www.angelicalchemyholistic.healing.com. I am available here on this channel on YouTube, as well as on Facebook and Instagram under the same name. I am a practitioner of Angelic Alchemy Holistic Healings, which include past life regressions, angelic alchemy Reiki, Akashic Records reading, and I am a spiritual mentor as well. So that about me. Moving on, talking about the messages that I am here to relay. And wow, what a year it has been. 2025, one of the most intense years, as per me, and I think several others around that are working on themselves for, our paths here, especially after the spiritual awakening and the experiences that we've had along the way. This has been the most powerful year in, I would say, bringing everything to culmination, like a crescendo of music building up, and then creating from there the new changes, the new the new experiences that you're about to experience in the life coming forward. So let's talk a little bit about the year 2025 and how it's been for energies as well as frequencies flowing through our experience here from the spiritual and energetic point of view, which also in a great way massively affects our physical experiences as well. Now, out of all the years, since my personal awakening in 2017, up till now, as per me, 2025 has been the most intense and yet the most powerful year. And here's why. This whole year, as we noticed, since the beginning of the year and we were coming into 2025, was the year of Saturn, the planet Saturn, if you look at astrology. And Saturn is the planet of karmic debts. And throughout the year, Saturn moved through various signs, helping us to align to the purpose of healing and looking at the karmic implications of our own doings, deeds, experiences, cycles, as well as choices that we've been making, and helping heal through all of them and coming to the point of release, which is towards the end of the year as the cycle changes. And as we've known, through all the timeline choices that we've made, we've been through a lot. We're also talking about this year being powerful, not just because it is the year of the Saturn, which could happen many times in astrology, but also it is the ending of a huge 9-year karmic cycle. Okay. Now, what we're looking at now is, since we're in 2025, we're looking at the start of the cycle around 2016. So whatever we picked up there, wherever we were in that at that point in our life, till 2025, that is the cycle which is ending. And mostly it is the endings of all the difficulties, challenges, lessons learned, and we're taking them forward with us. Also, an ending to the loopholes, the loop that we've been going through, the pattern that we've been following, the soul patterns, karmic bonds, karmic relationships, the give and take that has happened of, experiences. Pain, sorrow, love, challenges, strength, whatever has come along. And it's been incredibly powerful in releasing all of that this year. So this year has literally been the culmination of the 9-year cycle that started in 2016, and it is now coming to an end. We're almost done with it. And I had a beautiful, powerful dream regarding that as well recently. And so all of this year, um, we had a lot of opportunities, if we were there to take them, to really go deep within for healing of our inner child, anything that we experienced during our childhood, not just in this lifetime. Most of the childhood patterns that we experience come from past lives as well. Going through them and healing them in various capacities. There might have been healings that have happened that we may not be aware of as well, because A lot of our healing needs are pushed down into our subconscious mind because of fear, or maybe because we were not at the point of healing them yet. And so a lot of dreamtime healing has happened for the inner child, where, we weren't even aware of some of the things that might have happened. And in the dream time, the us here, and this is, my personal experience as well as many others that I've known, as well as my clients, um, where we've experienced in dream time, the us here, yeah, from 2025 has gone back to baby versions of us, child versions of us. If anything was happening, whether it was abuse, any form of abuse, or anyone harvesting our energies, anyone trying to block our energies or our light from flowing through, or, it could be anyone trying to stop us from following our path, all of those energies have been stopped, transmuted, released with the lessons that we're taking with our soul. And so this has also, been a massive year of activations because of that. So as we release stuck energies within us and we heal ourselves, we better prepare our vessels energetically, physically, spiritually, in every way that we are meant to receive more versions and more frequencies of our higher selves. So it's also been a beautiful year for massive higher self activations, as well as powerful walk ins that have happened into vessels of incarnations of our higher selves taking place here on earth, and really grounding the energies and coming into that knowing of very clearly what the soul purpose is. And at the moment, because that's something that they do take their time and their steps to reveal, at the moment, what is the best way forward to, serving your purpose, to serving the collective? Because everything that we do has to come from a point of serving the collective and being in service to others, as against being in service to ourselves, which of course, we do need to take care of ourselves. Self-love, self-care, all of that needs to be taken care of. But it's not about just filling your coffers, it's about, serving the collective. So that has been a beautiful experience this year. And as we also saw within Chinese astrology, this has been the year of the snake. This was the year of the snake. And you know how beautifully the universe actually ties it together. If you look at various angles, from the astrology point of view, it was Saturn that governed this year, and everything was really slow because Saturn is a very heavy planet and it moves very slowly, through different houses in your chart. It takes its time because it gives us that much time to actually work through as well. And at the same time, because Saturn is a planet of transformation, of healing, of karmic justice, that was the word I was looking for. At the same time, in the Chinese astrology, it was the year of the snake. And what is a snake about? The snake basically teaches us transformation as well, of how to release and let go of the old skin of something that is not serving you anymore, and to recreate and allow the new skin, the new you to emerge, really fresh, and with the fresh energy and zest for life and for your soul purpose that you came here to serve. So that's been very beautiful as well. So continuing to talk about the ending of the karmic cycle. What is a karmic cycle? We all have contracts that we sign when we come here. Along the way, all of the experiences, relationships, whether they were personal relationships, with your parents, with your life partners, with your children, with your colleagues, with your friends, whatever circle, whoever's meant to teach you a lesson or who you're supposed to teach a lesson to, they're all contracts and bonds. And as we do something to the other, it becomes a karmic contract where an equal force has to reply to that experience and that energy that was sent out as well. That's also the reason why this was a year of karmic justice, because the 9-year cycle has come to an end. So everyone needs to pay for, whatever they've done, or reap the harvest of the good they've done as well. Okay, so that is where we are right now. It is karmic justice time, and loops and the patterns that we've been following, if anyone was in an abusive relationship or continuously going through financial difficulties and problems and blocks, money coming in, but you're not being able to save it, or it could be relationship issues. And every time you try to, do something good or, evolve and show that within you in a relationship, somehow it just backfires because, the timing was not right, or it was time for you to experience something, from that point of view of not being able to express yourself or not receiving in return what you are giving out. So this whole cycle of teaching has completed itself and has come to an ending. And as we're doing that, as we're looking at that, when something ends, something new has to create, because that is the truth of our universe. Energy does not die ever. Energy only transforms. So if an energy is getting over and it is coming to an end, and what is it going to then change into? How does it transform? That is dependent on us. That is dependent on the timelines that we are currently choosing to take. So as we go through this cycle, what are we now seeding into the future? In fact, we would have already done that in this 9-year cycle, because as you learn your lessons and you say no where you're supposed to say no and yes where you're supposed to say yes, make your choices, the timelines that you choose, you are already, seeding your future, right? And the next 9-year cycle that you're meant to experience. And even in numerology, if we look at it, the numbers 1 to 9, they build up. You go through number 1 to 9. And as we take births in this universe, we actually experience being a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, a number 3, or number 4, because each one of the numbers within numerology as well, and see how this ties up, various astrologies, numerology, and, the color therapy and experiences, all of that. They just prove, or, they confirm each other as well. So if we look at numerology, number 1 to 9, they're all building up. And when we birth on Earth, we actually take turns to birth into each one of the numbers. We birth in as number 1, so we experience number 1 and what it feels to be the number 1 energy, which is the energy of the sun, someone who's like a leader, like a leadership quality, Leo, lion energy, someone who's outgoing and boisterous and has a lot of energy to give and can lead and also be an individual person instead of being someone who works in a herd or a collective. Okay. And then you go on to number 2, which is about duality, and number 3, number 4, foundation, all of that. And as we build that up, number 9 is the final culmination, because you have to go through number 1 to 8 to arrive at number 9. So by the time you become number 9, you become very wise, very intelligent, and you hold all the energies of everything that you've learned from number 1 to number 8. And now you're ready to experience number 9 through that whole cycle, release, learn all your lessons, release them, take your lessons with you and release all those energies, negative energies, disserving energies, anything that's holding you back. You finally release it in number 9. And then you move to number 10, which basically again becomes number 1, which is the new beginning, which is the number 2026, the following year that we're going into. So we're going from endings into new beginnings. And as we are ending the year of Saturn and the year of the snake, we're going into 2026, which is a number 1, which is for the sun god, which is the most powerful creator, because everything revolves around the sun. And within astrology, it is the number 1 itself. And so the energies of number 1 will start flowing from this new year. And within the Chinese astrology, it is going to be the year of the fire horse, which is red. Again, very fiery energy, again, the energy of the sun. And horses, as we know, they are meant to be wild. They're meant to run and, meant to be independent, meant to be forceful, meant to be moving forward, because that's what they like. Intelligent, smart, yet connected to earth, connected to humanity, connected to people, connected to children. So a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion, a lot of love. These are energies that animals carry that a lot of people don't tap into. So all of those energies of the horse, we're going to be able to feel them in the coming year within us. And if we really truly allow, we'll be able to exude and emanate that energy from within us as well. And it's not just a horse, it is a red fire horse. So, wow, that's energy of the sun. So no one's going to be able to stop this horse. It's just going to keep moving forward. Yes, at times, if we don't control the horse and make sure that we stay balanced, we could get a little bit too fiery and feisty. So we want to make sure that energy is balanced. However, it's a very powerful year to be, to create, to live, to enjoy the harvest and the bounties of the 9 year cycle that we've just gone through. So if you were facing financial difficulties, this is an ending to that. And, the wheel has already turned, as we've always been saying, the wheel is about to turn. We've always been saying we are rebirthing into the new us. But now the wheel has turned. And now we have rebirth into the new energies, into the new us that we have shaped through our experience by the ending of this cycle. So if you had any relationship problems, they will start to sort themselves out in this from this year onwards, because you've ended that 9 year cycle, especially and mostly if you worked on them. Okay, if someone has not worked through them and are still hanging on to their ego mind or imbalanced ego, or me, myself, and I attitude, or not looking at others with compassion and with equality, as well as if someone's not done their own work, shadow work. There are people who don't believe in duality, that darkness does not exist, everything is just love and light. Then we've majorly discarded and ignored a major part of us, which is our shadow side, darkness. In that case, it would be different from what they're going to be going through for the experiences. But for the most part, the people that I know that have been working on themselves, it's been a massive time of healing. And I'm so happy to see that the wheels have actually turned, and I've been seeing that as a seer all the time for the past few months in dream time meditations. There's always a wheel, and the wheel is turning. The wheel has turned. It has happened. And how? Okay. So it's going to be a year of abundance, of love, of strength, of creating something good, all positive. Okay. Those are the energies that we want to move forward with. So at the beginning of the year, a lot of us went into hermit mode, even in terms of social media and, sharing what we know, the experiences that we're having, and even updates coming in. Not everything is meant to be spoken aloud. Some of it is just personal to yourself. And, you just keep working on yourself. It is so important to do that individual work. And, our guides always guide us for when we need to come forward and share messages with each other, or, with the collective. But one thing to be remembered is, if anyone went into hermit mode at the beginning of this year, which is so many people, or if anyone was going through a dark night of the soul, which the all of us did for the past few years, it is now time to emerge from it. Okay, in case someone has not checked or is still in a little bit of fear, just look around. The light is available. It is time now to come out of the dark night of the soul, out of the hermit mode, and really feel, embody the new you and your new experiences that are about to come. Okay, the light is shining. Our beautiful divine team that was around us never left us for a single second. They were always around, and they're the prime reason why we've also been able to go through this experience, because they were holding fort. All of the spiritual warfare, the energetic attacks, come what may, whatever those are, they come and go. But our guides are, of course, our own energy is the number one that protects us. The work that we do in healing ourselves and protecting ourselves, and the boundaries we put up, which are really powerful, as well as the beautiful team that is overseeing our protection. They have always been there. Okay, no harm can come onto anyone that is working on their beautiful God source path in helping others, because then it's not your individual path alone. It is a path of the whole collective of divine beings that are here. You are serving their purpose. You are their boots on the ground, as I always say. So you are protected. It is safe to come out of that shell. It is safe for you to look back at your experiences with a smile, maybe some tears, but also feel the strength of the lion and the lioness and the horses and the unicorns that are guiding you into the new you, into the new upgraded frequency version of you, and the new DNA strands that you received and activations that you received, the gifts that are opening up, the talent that will come up. Okay. The teachings that you've had, it's time to actually take them and put them to use. So it is safe now to come out of that shell. If you've really truly finish doing that work and go ahead and do what you came here to do and serve the collective. Do not be afraid. Do not fear anybody. Do not fear any energies because you are safe and you are protected and you will be provided for always. God, source, your higher self, your oversoul, they are watching over, especially if you're working on your soul purpose. You will be provided for. Okay. This is a message I really wanted to give because I've experienced so many, people, clients, emails coming through sharing the experiences of what they've been going through for the past few years. And everyone is coming out of that shell now, as far as I know and as I see. The other thing I wanted to talk about, a very important message that was coming through, which was coming in through Divine Mother Kuan Yin, was a message of being at peace with ourselves and ensuring that the work that we do on ourselves and our inner work brings us to that point where we feel the peace within us. And no matter what the surroundings are like, the chaotic surroundings or, the warfare, spiritual, energetic, physical that's going on, once we are anchored in the peace within, we will be able to think and act with clarity and continue to do and serve our life purpose here. Okay. So just know that everything happens in divine timing, and that divine timing is always perfect. Okay. If there have been any delays in your life, for the most part, they would have been created by your own higher self because you may not have been ready to receive what you were hoping you would receive now, because we need to prepare ourselves and truly be ready to receive those gifts so that we know what we're going to do with those gifts. They're not just coming for nothing, they're coming for a reason. So we need to prepare ourselves to be able to receive the abundance and the gifts that's going to come so that we know with clarity what we need to do with them. That's why sometimes delays happen. On the other side, if any delay has ever happened because someone else was trying to inadvertently, because of malicious intent, block your path, karmic justice has been served or it will be served, and in a continuing way. Okay, they will receive karmic justice for what they have done unto you or unto the collective. Just know, even in that case, if there's been a delay, it cannot be stopped. Whatever has to happen organically, benevolently for the collective in the flow, it will take place because it's meant to happen. So even if there's been a delay on your path, for whatever reason, anyone had malicious intent towards you or your path, it is cleared now. It will be cleared if it has not been fully cleared. And no one can stop you. If you're working on your God source path, on your soul mission, serving others, no one can stop your path. And even if they do slightly delay it, you will still reach the point that you need to reach at in divine timing. Okay? Because timing, again, is relative. Time does not exist. We'll still be able to do what we came here to do, which is serve others and help heal the collective, help heal Divine Mother Earth, and help each other, help whoever needs to be helped. So that's another message. They showed me a very beautiful, powerful dream on the 11/11 portal date, and there was this massive ancient boat. It reminded me of Noah's Ark. And this huge boat was being taken care of or handled by a divine masculine and a divine feminine that had come from the other world, which basically they were the divine beings themselves. And they were making sure that everyone that had to be on the ship that was ready to move to the next level was there to go through the portal, through the archway. And the boat was going at a pretty fast rate. And we could see the sun shining. They made sure we saw the sun shining. The sun was shining, and there were a lot of blankets around, which again, blankets is safety and protection. And then there was this huge archway in the water, and the boat, which, well, I'm calling it a boat, but it was almost like a ship, like the Noah's Ark. It went through it, was so massive that it was literally just about an inch smaller than the portal itself. And the portal itself, which was the arch in the water, was huge. Noah's Ark, I'm calling it Noah's Ark. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but basically meant a huge amount of collective that was floating over the consciousness, because water, especially in ocean, is the universal consciousness. It is the consciousness of the collective. So these people had risen above that and done the work that they had done, and they were going to the next level. The spirit animal that is showing up right now is a butterfly. And how beautiful is that? Because butterflies also symbolize transformation. And while the process of transformation can be ugly and can feel ugly and messy as you're going through the caterpillar stage and you're all stuck in the cocoon with, you know, all of that energy, but when you come out as a beautiful butterfly flying and, being you, with all the colors and being vibrant and not being shy about your colors, really flying, spreading the wings as well, that's the energy that we are in now. Those are the messages that came through. I wanted to really share them with the collective and put them out there. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people in the collective that are sensing and feeling this as well as there would be others that would be at different points, because we're all also having our individual experiences. And like I said, every timing is divine as per our own individual path as well as the path of the collective. So no matter where you are, you will get where you need to get to. And it will happen with divine timing. Just trust the universe and trust this beautiful energy and the beautiful divine guides that are guiding us. Okay, I think those are the messages I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for listening in. I send you all so much love. Enjoy the rest of the year, and let's welcome the beautiful 2026 with love. Thank you so much.